Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 8.4 Notes, Part 1. Today we're talking about scientific notation. Our learning target today is to be able to read and write numbers in scientific notation. So, what is scientific notation? The scientific notation form is A times 10 to the B, okay? Where the absolute value of A is greater than or equal to 1, but less than the number 10. Okay, so it's got to be a number between 1 and 10. And then B is an integer. Okay, and it can be positive or negative. So you've probably seen scientific notation before. Examples of it would be 2 times 10 to the negative fourth, negative 3.57 times 10 to the third. So that's what scientific notation looks for. A would be this first number, okay? It's a number and then a decimal, okay? Every single time. Now, decimal form is a number written out, okay? The key thing is that it's not scientific notation. A lot of the numbers that we write, all of them, are in decimal form. Every single number. If it's not in scientific notation, it's in decimal form, okay? So examples of that would be 25,000, 4.56, negative 0.01234. All of those are in decimal form, okay? Even the number 1, that's in decimal form, okay? All right. Writing from scientific notation form into decimal form. So if the exponent is positive, move the decimal that many places to the right. And if it is negative, we're going to move that many places to the left. Okay? So this is positive. You're going to write your number, 29. This is where the decimal is. Move it 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I just fill those with the zeros. So my number is 29,000. Okay? And then that's where the decimal is. You just don't have to write it. Okay? So now we're dealing with a negative number. Let's get this right. So 3.59. So we're going to move this 3 spots to the 2, 3. That's where the new decimal is. And you just fill it in. So 0.00359. Okay? So if it's positive, you move it to the right. If it's negative, you move it to the left. So let's practice this. Number 1 is positive, so you gotta move it 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Okay, positive. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. That number is really 10,450,000. Okay? So this is negative, so I got to move it to the left. So I got to move it 1 and then 6 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 8 and 4. So that's the number that they're really talking about. Okay? Number 4, we have to move it 2 spots. So 1, 2. 0.012. Positive. We got to move it to the right. Okay? So you got to move it 1 and then 7 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 370 million. Okay? Just remember that scientific notation is just a way that scientists use to talk about really, really big numbers and really, really small numbers without having to write down all those zeros. Okay? So, and then finally number 6, 9.2 times 10 to the 0 is just 9.2. All right. Writing from decimal form into scientific notation. To write numbers in scientific notation is similar, but just think backwards, okay? So when we're talking about the decimal, you want to know where do they have to move it. Okay. So when you're doing this, okay, the decimal is right there. Okay. To put this in scientific notation, we move it 1, 2, 3, 4. So we move it 4 spots to the left. They have to move it 4 spots to the right. So it's a positive 4. Okay. Now, the next example, we have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. They would have to move it 4 spots to the left. So it's going to be negative. Okay. Another way that I like to look at it is if it's a big number, it's going to have a positive exponent. If it's a small number, it's going to be negative. Okay. So our first example, big number, positive. Our other one, small number, negative. Okay? All right. Number 7. All right? We move it 2 spots to the left. They move it 2 spots to the right. So it's going to be a positive 2. Okay? We have to move it 1, 2, 2 spots to the right. They have to do the opposite. So it's 2 spots to the left. Number 9, we have to move it 3, 6 spots to the left. They have to move it 6 to the right. Okay? Why don't you try 10, 11, 12? Go ahead and pause the video and let's see how you do. Alright, there you go. Alright, let's go ahead and flip it over. Writing from improper scientific notation into correct scientific notation. So sometimes numbers look as if they're in scientific notation when they're really not. To fix them, you can adjust the decimal and the exponent, or write the decimal form and convert it to proper scientific notation. I'm always going to do this part. We're going to convert it, okay? So if you notice, 12 is not less than 10, so that's why it's not in proper scientific notation. So we have to add 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And now to put it in proper scientific notation, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should really be 1.2 times 10 to the 8th power. Okay? Once again, it's not in proper scientific notation. It's negative, so we have to move it 4 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you fill out the rest of that. Now the decimal really needs to go right there. 5, 6. So this really is 6 times 10 to the negative 6th power. Okay? So we always want to make sure it's in proper scientific notation. Okay? So this is saying a negative 2, and move it 1, 2. So it's saying 0.45, but the proper way to put that in scientific notation would be 4.5 times 10 to the negative 1st. Okay, same with this one. We got to move it over a spot. Well, hold on. Scratch that. Negative 6. So we're going to go negative 6 times. So there's the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it really is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this should be 5 times 10 to the negative 7th power. Okay? Negative, so we got to move it 1, 2, 3, and then 2 zeros. And it should really be 1, 2, 3. So it really is 6.89 times 10 to the negative 3rd. Okay, so this is positive. We got to add positive 4, so we're moving it to the right. 1, 2, and then 2 zeros. So when we remove it, it's 3 times. So 8.9 times 10 to the 3rd. Okay, positive, so we got to move it 2 times to the right. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right. So, get away. All right. I don't know why that keeps popping up. So, really, you would have to move it 1, 2, 3. So 3 times. 3 times 10 to the 3rd power. Okay. Positive, so we have to move it 8 times to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9 times 10 to the 7th power. Okay, well that's actually it for the first part of the scientific notation notes. If you have any questions, please come find Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.